Ambient music. Throughout my career as an ambient music producer, I've been confronted with the question of what is ambient music? Can it have beats? Can it have sequences? Does it only have to be made of pure textures and sound sources that you recorded on reel-to-reel magnetic tape and then ran it through a $5,000 vintage Roland Space Echo that you bought on Reverb? Well, the answer, my friends, is all of the above. Ambient can be anything you want it to be, and it's one of the most subdivided but diverse genres ever. On this channel, you often see me create music of what I call ambient that might not fit into your classical definition of the genre, but that's okay. This channel is here to help inspire you and help you to take your music to new heights, no matter what genre or subgenre you produce in. So in today's video, I'm creating one for all the purists out there. We're gonna create the start of an ambient track from scratch, using nothing but textural elements that come from my new preset pack, Chromatic for Pigments on Material. So before we start, make sure you smash that like button, get subscribed, and if you'd like to pick up Chromatic so you can follow along this tutorial, the link is down below in the description. That being said, let's get into it. Pure ambient music tutorial. Enjoy. What's up guys, Chris here from Signs of Life. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're gonna do sort of an implementation video. I thought I would come on here real quick and just show you guys how I might use the presets from Chromatic. You know, there's been a lot of really positive comments, and I deeply appreciate all of you guys chiming in and saying how much you love the presets. But maybe there's some of you out there who don't even know where to start with these, or maybe you just figure, you know, maybe let's have science show us how to do it, right? So I thought I would come on and just kind of create the start of like a really textural, you know, kind of floaty ambient track, so you guys can see what my favorite settings are and how I might use these presets. All right, so let's go ahead and just build something from scratch here. I'm running Ableton Live. Feel free to follow along in any other DAW of your choice. I'm not going to use any like Ableton Live specific, you know, functions or anything. So let's go ahead, and I've got an instance of Pigments. I'm going to be, if you want to follow along, I'm going to be playing in F minor here today and around 72 beats per minute. All right, and my producer muscles are fully warmed up. I've been really chomping at the bit, making a lot of music lately. So let's just go ahead and get started. We'll open up Chromatic here. And we'll start with maybe one of these soundscapes. These are some of my favorite parts of the Chromatic. I mean, just like Inverted Triangle is so good. Dark Matter is really one of my favorites. I love Dark Matter. Oh yeah, so good. I mean, it's crazy, right? That function in there is just like wild. So, you know, you could possibly disable this if that was too much, right? Because there is a random on the rate. And I understand that that's not like fit for some people. So, you know, if you just double click this, then it's gonna remove the speed adjustments from that random, from the function. This is function 3 right here. So now we have something a little more, you know, palatable, so to say. You can switch the rate from hertz to straight only. Right, and maybe that's a little more soundscapey, you know what I mean? So that's one of the settings that I might change in Dark Matter right away, okay? The other thing you might do is maybe take off some of that shimmer reverb. It's pretty heavy on here. Okay. That's a good idea, right? Other than that, you know, I mean, there's some really good harmonics in there. I love this whole harmonic engine. Really nice stuff. If this is moving too much, if filter 2 is moving too much, you can lower down the speed of the random right here, or just the amount, rather. Not the speed of it, but the amount. You could also slow that down. I mean, you could come out with a random and say, all right, well, maybe the rate's too fast. Slow it down to like whole notes. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So now we're in business. Now let's start building a track, right? So we've got our preset adjusted. We're just gonna go ahead and make a MIDI clip here. Your mileage may vary. You know, you might want to just record this in from scratch. That's cool. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just gonna draw something in. Okay. We'll draw a nice long F note here. Just this, make it F. There we go. So let's see how that sounds. We'll lower this down. Introduce some Pro R2 to the mix. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. And you know, this engine is really strong. So if you lower down the volume a little bit, you get less of that, you know, high end and just more of that like deep soundscapey stuff. I love that. I might start there, and then you can start adding some notes on top of this. Let's put this in scale mode. We'll switch the color here to like, I don't know, purple, and let's see what this sounds like if I just kind of play this and then. Just like that, you know? Nothing too crazy, nothing too like in your face, but nice, slow, long changes, you know? I love that. That's really good. Okay, so we'll keep that. And you know, we can maybe make that a loop. So let's call this dark matter. There we go. And we got a nice base to our soundscape here. Looking good. Change the color. Make it dark. There we go. Now, let's talk about something that's gonna complement this. We have this really deep, you know, soundscape here. But with textural music and ambient music, you wanna like think about how things are going to evolve here. Let's loop this clip. There we go. And one of the things that I like to do, let's see, let's put this at 32 bars exactly. There we go. Perfect. One of the things that I like to do is sort of cross-cut, you know, tracks. So what I mean by that is thinking about it like less linear and more non-linear, if that makes sense. So I like to say, all right, it doesn't really matter where this next track comes in, but I want it to sort of like blend in. So you start off slow, maybe add a couple notes and start blending these two parts together. Now you also have to think about the frequency spectrum. You know, dark matter was very down on the low end, but it also had some high parts too, right? So let's pick another preset from Chromatic that's more along the lines of like a pad, a little bit softer, maybe like Breath of Life. That's a good choice, right? Right? So it's just that one note. I'm just playing very minimal notes here. Just like that. Just barely touching the keys, right? We'll go ahead and put those notes down. And then you sort of get this call and response where you can start playing notes in here. I like that. I like that. And there we go. So you see that like now I'm starting to really delicately start adding these melodies, and they become almost like counter melodies to, you know, the dark matter that was already playing, right? So this is the kind of stuff that I really think about when I think about textural things. Like when you're, you know, headphones on, spacing out, you really want to envision almost like you're painting, right? Almost like you're painting a picture, and whether that's with a camera or it's with a paintbrush or it's with something else like visual, or even your words, right? Like authors do this all the time. They use words to paint pictures. And I think the same can be said with ambient music and sound. You can do that. And that's one of the most favorite things that I love about the genre, is like the ability to create worlds by not even saying a thing, right? Like you can capture this place right here. Like all of a sudden you get imagery and all kinds of things. So let's go ahead and name this Breath of Life. That's looking good. I love that. Now let's add one more sort of texture element here, okay? And we'll pull in pigments. Now, keep an eye on the overall frequency spectrum. So let's go ahead and just put a span here on the master. And just so we can kind of say, all right, well, where are we going? Where do we want, you know, what other room do we have? We have a low end that's kind of waiting for something. So let's go ahead and play here. We'll see where we are with the span. I really tried to give everyone the best possible palette with Chromatic, right? But you heard some of the adjustments that I made to dark matter really did help sort of paint the picture, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there we go. Oh yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Plenty of high end, right? There is some room here on the low end, although dark matter's occupying a lot of that. We want to keep our mids under control. That's an important thing. The basses in Chromatic are very like, they're almost like chill step basses in a way. But the way that I found to use them is either, you know, like playing straight notes or like really slow, like you almost change the attack on them. Oh yeah. Gosh, this is good. All right, so let's implement one more textural element here. See what we can find. And this is also one of the other things that I do when I create sound banks, is I want to make it like a treasure trove. I want you to do the exploring. I want you to feel like you can open up Pandora's box and pick any of these and be like, yes, like this is what I want to do, right? Like this is the direction I'm going in. This is my track. And, you know, taking it from me. I mean, I created these sounds, right? Oh yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Celestial Drift was also one of my favorites. You heard it in the demo track. I'll turn down the volume here. And that can be good as something really distant, right? So you want to think of these like rhythmic elements as like something that's pinging way off in some part of the frequency spectrum, right? So maybe like taking an instance of Supermassive or the Pro R2 or Valhalla Vintage Verb or something and like dousing it, right? Will really help, you know, kind of create more spaciousness. And so you're focused less on the actual rhythm and more like, that's something like a, I don't know what that is. You know, that's like a space station out there, a signal, right? Coming from way off in the distance. Like this. You see what I'm saying? Again, really slow notes. We're working at 72 beats per minute. We're easing our way into this. Oh yeah. Call and response. Yep. Nice. Boom. Excellent. So now we'll tie this to somewhere like out here. Clean it up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So now we're really working all angles here. And it's at this point where you can start to have, you know, repeating elements. I don't know about that last high note right there. It was a risk. I don't know if it paid off. Let's pull it down. We'll go F1. Here we go. There we go. Cool. Yeah. But I think now you guys can see where I'm going with this, right? It's learning how to think like someone who's just building a world. You're starting this from scratch. You're moving these puzzle pieces together, but they're not quite interlocking. They're only interlocking loosely, right? So you're forming this thing. And it doesn't matter how long your clips are, you know, but you always are keeping in mind, okay, where are we going with this, right? And then how can I carve into this later? How can I dip things down, pull us into the void, pull us back out, right? Using auditory cues to like work as almost transitional elements, but at the same time, like things are emerging. From the darkness comes into the light. Yeah? Chromatic. All right, one more element. I'm not gonna stop here. One more element. Let's pull out one more surprise here from the bank. Always gotta have that one more thing, right? All right, last but not least. You know, at this point, you may want to think about using one of these pads, like Etheria. It's a soundscape, but somewhere in this zone right here. Because this is occupied, that's full, right? We still have that low end. We still got that low end. F0 on Etheria. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. You hear that? Let's introduce a mod wheel, see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh, did you hear that? That's one of the hidden secrets. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Let's do that. Let's pull that in here. And when it finally gets going, you're gonna get this beautiful low end, right? And things are gonna start happening. You never know. It's signs of life, right? Boom. And then what we'll also do is we'll do like a planned mod wheel MIDI control, right? So we'll go modulation wheel, and then we'll use this. We can do some shapes here if we want, right? So we can select this region. Let me see if this works. There we go. So now we have a planned, scheduled mod wheel increase here, right? So you can hear that like as it goes, mod wheel's all the way closed right now. But you're gonna see that in Pigments, is there anything that's gonna show us this? Is this gonna pop up? Never done this before. Oh, of course, look. There it is. right there. Yes, a nice, slow, long, evolving mod wheel increase. You see that? It's climbing. It's climbing. And this, my friends, this is the funnest stuff, right? This is where the rubber really hits the road, and you start getting into this like automated world of like, wow, anything really is possible, right? Do another spike here. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what I did all over the demo track too, is I really started modulating the macros. I used transit. I used all kinds of little tricks to build these worlds. And if you can do this, this is how you're gonna get the most, not only of these presets, but the most of your own music, right? Think of yourself, you are the artist. You are the one who's sculpting these entire tracks from scratch. And even if you're using presets, you can make them your own. But you put your own artistic spin on it, start building these worlds, anything can happen. Listen to that. I love it. Anyway, you guys have been great. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I don't do enough pure ambient tutorials like this on the channel, but I think I'm gonna start doing more of them, so. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Again, if you purchased Chromatic, if not, the link is down below in the description. I'll be back again soon with more ambient tutorials just like this one. And yeah, if you want more of it, head on over to Patreon. I'm there every single day. You know, we got a huge community over there. It's so wonderful to see all you guys making good music, sharing on the Discord, and there's so much content on there. What can I say? Anyway, thanks again. Take good care, you guys, and as always, keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. My name is Chris from Signs of Life. I'll see you guys in the next one.